When I tell people that I'm a writer, I'll often get this comment. And it is probably one of my favorite comments to get. Let me tell you why. Writing is one of those things that everyone can do, but not everyone can do well. It is something that actually takes a lot of practice. And I think that people forget that. When you are learning to play an instrument, you spend hours with that instrument, practicing the instrument, perfecting every little piece of it. I know, I used to play the violin. In athletics, you also have to make sure that you are practicing. I mean, there's a reason that marathon runners don't just wake up one morning and decide they're going to run a marathon. They have to make sure that they are practicing, that their body is in the peak physical condition so that they can. Writing is the same way. At least writing creatively or writing a book is the same way. It's something that takes practice. You're probably thinking like, yeah, no, duh, of course it takes practice. Well, let me elaborate a little bit more on why I like that comment, okay? Writing is a skill that needs to be developed over time. When I wrote my first book, it was in 8th grade, and it is a book that, mind you, will never see the light of day because it is that bad. But it's not because I was a bad writer. It's because I was learning how to write a long piece. Now, I wrote a second book when I was a freshman in high school. Again, not a very good book, but it was better than my first one. And then I wrote a third book when I was a sophomore. And that book as well, I was able to learn new things and develop new skills with. You hear about painters going back and looking at their old work and painting over it. Well, writers will do the exact same thing. We'll go back, we'll reread the writing, and we'll rewrite the entire scene. We'll rewrite the entire book. And it is because of that skill that we are developing. As we continue to write, as we continue to practice, we just get better and better. Now, I firmly believe that anyone can write a book if they want to. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be good. It is something that you are going to have to take time to do and have effort to do. You're going to have to actually make sacrifices in order to write it. But if you want to write a book, the only thing stopping you is you. I have been working on my young adult book for 8 years now. I wrote it when I was a sophomore in high school, and I have rewritten it 4 times since. And each time I have rewritten it, I feel like it has gotten so much better, and I have come to really love it. And I've loved how far my story has grown. And I am really hoping to have it done and finished and released within the next few months, if I can, within the next year. But even so, I know I'll look back at it one day and I'll still want to improve it. I'll still want to keep developing the skill. So while you continue to develop the skill, remember that eventually, sooner or later, you also do have to publish. And you do have to say, this is good enough. The moral of this video is if you have something you want to say it. If you have something you want to write it. And don't do it for anyone else. Do it for yourself because it's what you love to do.